Hey guys, it's your girl Leslie, and welcome to my channel.
Come with me and you'll be
So hey guys, as you can see, I did recently do a Sally face cosplay, which I'm happy for. I also did other small makeup looks, because, you know, Halloween, you gotta, celebrate, a little. I'm gonna put some photos in the end, so you guys will actually be able to see it. And also, you guys have been requesting, well, you know what I'm saying. Some of you guys have been requesting for Yandere Kajiko. If I'm saying his name right, I apologize if I'm not. Not femme, reader. So here you go. I was waiting for the right time because I'm kind of going in order at the moment. But there is more parts than just this one. So this is part 1. I'm gonna look for as many parts as I can. I think I only found like 4, so this is gonna be a little bit of a long reading, but I might cut it and then just put the videos together. God, this is gonna be complicated. That's why I just don't even put like part 1, part 2, and like I don't even try. But anyways, let's get this started. Your point of view. Today's work was exhausting. I shall take a warm bath to relax when I get home. And maybe watch some anime or anything. I sighed to myself while I was walking down the dark street. The place was awfully quiet. I usually felt nice and peaceful when nights were like that, but today I was feeling a bit uneasy for some reason. I kept looking behind me, but there was no one there. Sighs. It's probably my stupid paranoia, or I'm just overstressed and tired. Please, just let me go. I swear I don't have any money, please. I have a poor family to take care of. Please, leave me alone. I heard a scared male's voice cry and some laughters. Oh no. Maybe this man's in trouble. Duh. Shall I go help him? But I don't have anything to protect myself with. Maybe in the end I'll just get caught too. Screw this, I'm going. I ran towards the noise and I saw 6 men bullying someone. He looked beaten up and bruised. Suddenly, before I continue, guys, don't get, I might I might just stop for a couple seconds. I'm like, this girl's gonna get so embarrassed. But anyways, that's why I stopped for like 1 second. I'm like, oh my god, no. Anyways, continuing. Suddenly I felt a strong feeling of determination and bravery filled my whole body and soul, and I yelled with all I had, "Let him go, you assholes." Can't yell at the moment, sorry. Wow. I never believed I could be that scary and strong. I should be like that more often. You can be like that more often, just not too often to people who don't deserve it. That's the way to go. Continuing, everyone looked at me in shocked and confused, but after a moment, the bullies broke down laughing. That's when I felt all my strength drop off of me. And what will you do, girlie? Try to do this with a slip or anything? I did with a fucking chancla, puta. Just like, don't, puta, come on, try me. Anyways, continue. They started making fun of me and telling me cold jokes about how weak women are. I felt embarrassed, alone, and most of all, weak. I looked over at the bullied boy who had an apologetic and thankful look on his face, who now started running away. I saved him. I did it. I saved someone. I felt happiness inside me, but it was gone when someone spoke. Oi, the punk is trying to escape. One of them raised his hand high and interrupted him. That's fine, let him go. He was no fun or useful at all. Then he had an evil grin on his face as he looked at me. We have the girl. My eyes widened. Then the others started smirking and circled me. Then I, I now felt scared. All this determination disappeared. I gulped and backed away against the wall. I would have ran away so fast, I would have beat the asses with. Ooh! But with a blink, they were all dead on the ground. What? That's when I noticed a weird man standing right in front of me with a mask on his face. Should I just thank him or thank you? I stuttered, no, my eyes not leaving his mask. He just stared at me and did nothing, which made me extremely uncomfortable. After a few seconds that felt like ages, he gave a small nod and started climbing a wall very fast. That creeped me out. I stood frozen there, looking at the dead bodies in the wall and tried to think what the hell just happened. I shook my head and quickly made my way home before anything else happened, because I'm not really sure if my savior will appear out of nowhere to save me. Time skip. Sunday morning. I was peacefully drinking my drink while watching the news on the TV. There were pictures of dead bodies that in the place I was yesterday. The day I met this strange man, or whatever he was. They said that they were brutally murdered and that there was no weapons used to kill those people. Weird. I kind of started wondering, though, why did he save me? I mean, he looked like a serial killer or something. Then why the hell would he spare me? A young, weak person like me could be easily killed. Monday, time skip. Monday today, just like every day, I returned home from work late and tired. This time, I didn't take the path that I usually take to return home. I took a longer yet safer one. This place was quiet and peaceful like always, dark and cold. I could have sworn something was warm. I could have worn something warmer than this jacket. I stood frozen when I spotted that figure, the one that saved me that day. It's not like I felt scared or anything. He did save me after all, but he did give me the creeps. The figure just stared at me, which seemed like to be holding like a glass of red liquid. Strange. Suddenly, I saw what looked like one of my co-workers at work. He was on the floor right next to the figure. I couldn't see him well because of the dark, but I knew he was awfully hurt. When he locked his eye with me, I realized one of his eyes was missing. Ryan, run! Without having any second thoughts, I started running as fast as I could. Wow, I never knew I could run that fast. I better tell my friends how fast I am, since they believe that I'm slow as a turtle. Once I made it out alive, I turned back. Big mistake. He reached to me, pushed me out on the floor, and got on top of me. I tried to scream and kick and punch him, but he was much more stronger than me. Much more stronger than I thought. He locked my wrist on top of my head using his hands. Let go of me. Don't hurt me, please. I cried. He placed his forehead on mine. He whispers, getting softer and softer until I stopped crying. We stayed frozen for a moment, him staring at me and me staring at his mask until he picked me up bridal style. I can't move. We walked for a short moment, but then placed me next to the dead body of my coworker. I whimpered, but he petted my cheek with his thumb until I went silent, but never stopped shaking. He took that glass of red liquid and offered it to me. I just stared at the bottle. Sniff, sniff. It smells like wine? I didn't trust that drink and shook my head. He softly placed the wine next to me, and then that's when I noticed the eyeball inside of the wine floating to the surface. He gently tilted my chin to face him, my fearful wide eyes not moving from his figure. Then he slowly brought my face close to his. With his free hand, he tilted his mask a little bit to show his mouth. I was about to cry, but he silenced me by locking his lips with mine. It was a gentle kiss, a kiss that every person would melt and do anything to feel this. I would have melted too if it wasn't a creepy murderer kissing me. Yet it was hypnotizing. He then pulled away and cleared the tears from my cheeks. Call me Kajiko. He pulled away and cleaned the tears and cleared the tears away from my cheeks. Call me Kajiko. Sorry, Yandere Kajiko X Reader Part 2. So if I just keep stopping, I'm sorry. I got family to be with, and you won't sing, so I'm just taking breaks reading this. Continuing on. Time skip. Kajiko would never leave me alone. He would always follow me and watch me from afar. Whether it was on the streets, whenever I was at work, or anywhere. He would always follow me. I could even feel his eyes on me whenever I was entering home. I would always lock up all the doors, windows, and curtains so he wouldn't see me or get inside. I had no idea if he could get inside, but he never did. However, there was sometimes that he probably felt lonely or he was in the mood for messing up with me. He would scratch my walls from the outside, knock, and make noises to keep me from reading. He would do that at night, when I was eating, or even whenever I was in the bathroom. It was scary but irritating at the same time. The scariest part, though, is when he would leave me some gifts outside my house, out of my windows, or even at work, everywhere. The gifts would be a few flowers, notes, and wine. The wine would curse me for the rest of my life. He kept doing that for 5 days now. I would always ignore him, and I would always be around people and away from the dark and lonely places, fearing that he would get close to me. I knew that I could put other people in danger, but what could I do? Until now. Hey, Jacob! I smiled at Jacob when I saw him getting close. Sweet boy, looking boy. I had a crush on him for a while now. I always loved to see those green eyes of his, concentrating on the ball that was coming towards him when he was playing baseball. He loved it. I admired him for everything. But I didn't want to seem like those stupid girls, but I could tell that he liked me. His friends told me and that he was awful at hiding his emotions. Hey, Wyatt, hey, how are you? Good. I saw you walking, and since it was just you and me, I wanted to tell you something. Sure. Let's go for a walk. Time skip. While they're walking. Will you be my girlfriend? Yes, I said happily, and as I hugged him. I had been waiting for this moment for so long. Those 30 minutes of walking with him in the forest were just worth it. Were sure worth it. Crack. My face went pale as I knew a branch broke. I heard a branch break. I knew he was here. Wyatt, are you okay? Don't worry, it was just an animal. I still seemed horrified, not fearing that it was an animal, but fearing that he was here. I heard someone approach. Who is it? Jacob asked loudly, making me shut his mouth with my hand. Shit. He's here. That's better. I gasped and stepped back as I saw Kajiko standing right behind Jacob, with his hand pierced through his body as Jacob's coughs blood. My eyes widened and I felt my heart in my stomach turn upside down. Jacob fell on the ground unmoving. As my legs grew weaker, making me fall to the ground, staring at his lifeless body with fear. No. Kajiko slowly turned to look at me with the smiley mask of his. I crawled backwards, trying to get as far as I could from him. However, he made a high, inhuman jump in the air and landed right in front of me, staring directly at me. What did you do? Why did you do this? What do you want? I asked in a shaky voice, not knowing whether to be scared or angry, but he just stared. I growled and made an act that I knew it could cost my life. It was super risky, and there was 0% chance of me winning. I jumped right at him, throwing him on the ground, trying to punch, choke, and do whatever I could. I knew it was a huge mistake, but I couldn't help it. However, he managed to grab my arms and pin me on the ground as if I was as light as a feather. I groaned and tried to escape, but he held me down and went close to my face. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You killed my friend, my lover? How could you? Why are you making my life hell? At this point, I stopped moving but glared at him with tears in my eyes. His mask wasn't smiling anymore. Do you hate me that much? Why? Why? I'm protecting you. I don't want you to get hurt. Protecting me? You just killed Jacob. He meant so much to me. Just because you saved me once doesn't mean you should stalk me and force me to become a part of my life. Fine, you do not understand, he said with a sigh. I didn't save you because I'm the good guy. I saved you because you mean the whole world to me. He placed his hand on my cheek. Don't know Japanese, so you guys can read that real quick. What? I whispered, having no idea what he just said. He pulled his mask a bit upwards, forcing his lips on mine. I tried to push him back, but he only pulled me closer. He pulled away, still having me against him. I'm crazy about you, YN. But, I'm guessing this is what he looks like. Cool, but I think his mask has a little bit more detail than that. Yeah, interesting. Okay, guys, this is part 3. Hopefully this story ain't gonna be forever like the last one that was like an hour. But, this is the last part that I could find, so, yeah. Anyways, Yandere Kajiko X Reader Part 3. This is the last one I could find. I promise I looked. This is what he kind of looks like. He looks a little bit more detailed than this, but this is the basics. Okay, let's get this story started. Hey, put me down! I yelled and punched his chest as I laid on his shoulder as he held my legs, keeping me from falling. He was running in an inhuman speed. It almost made me want to puke. Hold on tight, he said between a chuckle as he made a high jump, making me scream and grip his clothing. As he started jumping from one wall to the other, getting higher and higher. Whoa! I felt my breath hitch as I stopped breathing and put out of fear in the very quick moving. My vision started to blur as my ears started to ring, as I began to feel lighter and lighter, before my vision shut down completely as I felt myself let go. All this fear going away. Time skip. I felt sun hit my eyes as I slowly opened them with a soft whimper. I moved my head slightly as I struggled to open my eyes. I rubbed them with my hands before I started to study the forging place I found myself in. Oh, damn. Dirty as hell, bitch. Need a mop and a broom and some order banner. Some, like, locks or something. Continuing. I blinked a few times, remembering that Kajiko brought me here. I let out a sigh as I let my head fall, looking at the ground with sadness and disappointment. Jacob, I'm sorry. Japanese, I can't read that. YN. I looked up to see Kajiko with that happy face of his. I let my head fall down again. Yeah, good morning to you too. I said with a blunt I said bluntly with a hint of sarcasm, assuming that he said good morning to me in Japanese. It really got on my nerves whenever he spoke in Japanese, since I had no idea what he was saying. He walked close to me and sat next to me, bringing one of his knees against his chest, and his hand rested on it, with his head, while his head was turned at me. Are you mad? Yes, I am. You killed Jacob and took me to God knows where. I brought my legs close to my chest and hugged them, and turned to look away. He sighed as his smile fell a bit. I know you're mad, but I did it for a very good reason. I turned and shot a glare. What was that reason, Kajiko? His eyes widened as his smile fell as he stared at me. You said it. What? You said it. You finally said my name. He pulled me into a tight, bone-crushing hug as I thought I was going to pass away. But he let me go and held my cheeks with his gloved hands. I killed him so I could protect you, YN. You're my whole world. He started to see with love. He started to see with love in his masked face as he leaned closer and closer. You are my life. You are insane. Insane for you. I cried and tried to push him off as he pinned me to the ground. Let go. Japanese. Please, let me go. Stop. Japanese, I can't understand. Stop it. Please stop. I started to give up, ignoring speaking to myself. He noticed me and finally stopped. His smile turned into a frown. Japanese. When? I'm sorry. I scared you, didn't I? He said sadly as he let his head fall on my chest, hugging me close to him but gently, making me stop crying. A moment passed with him being on top of me as he kept whispering some Japanese for himself. Yes, I was angry and terrified, but maybe I could find a way to, make things better. I gave a sigh. Kajiko? He froze and slowly looked at me. Yes, YN? Do you like wine? I asked out of nowhere, knowing that he loves wine to death. A smile appeared again on his face as he got up. Yes, YN, I love wine. Do you drink as well? Well, no matter my choice, I decided to part with, I don't have a problem with it, I guess. With a smile, he made a mad jump and vanished. Is he going to bring me wine? I asked myself. As I just said it, he came back with 2 bottles and 2 glasses of wine. Shall we drink? It didn't feel right to drink wine with someone so obsessed with me. Someone so sick who killed someone close to me. But here I am now, enjoying wine with him, letting him talk about stuff. A few minutes, he would spell a few Japanese words, then I started to think, could you teach me a few Japanese words? He looked at me and smiled happily. Yes, of course. He raised his glass of wine to me. I don't know how to speak Japanese, so I'm just, Japanese. Spell it with me. Japanese. It sounded like vain as he spelled it. Can't speak Japanese, so Japanese. He smiled and nodded quickly. He placed his glass next to him. I can't say that. It means thanks. Say it with me. Can't say that. It sounded like arigato. It was a funny word and not hard to remember. Can't say that. Can't say that. The word sounded like a hi. Like a hi. What does that mean, what you just said now? Hi? Oh, it means yes. Oh. Can't speak. I spelled it on my own. Kajio chuckled slowly. You sound cute whenever you speak Japanese, YN. The language suits you. I blushed at his comment and looked away. Baka. That was just adorable, YN. Oh, shut up. Time skip. We spent the rest of the day talking and doing whatever you can imagine until it was almost night. Kajiko, when will I go home? He just stared at me. Who says you're going home? Listen, I need my human needs, my privacy, and my everything, okay? It is nice and, it's fun and nice being with you, but understand that I am human. I cannot live the way you do. I nodded, trying to make a point. He rose his head. Listen, we can meet again, okay? I just need to go home. Why can't you stay with me for the night? 'Cause I need my privacy? My bathroom, He sighed and shrugged. Fine. But remember, no matter what you do, you cannot escape me. So don't try anything stupid or call on the police. You already know what's... I know. Just take me home, okay? I'm dead tired. Time skip. Home sweet home. Happiness filled my body, feeling relieved that I got the chance to come back here again. Man, I turned to Kajito, who stared at me. Japanese, I can't understand. With that said, he vanished. And this is, poor baby. Who's this? Little brother, this. Excuse me, what's? I thought this was Slenderman. I was like, bitch, why would you do that? But, no. I don't know who is that. But, anyways, those are all the parts. I hope you enjoyed this story because, bitch, you better enjoy the story. A lot of requests has been for this guy, or whatever he is, and you got him. Don't know a lot of I don't know a lot of Japanese, so I honestly apologize and sorry for the background noise. I wanted to record this as soon as I could because a lot of you guys really wanted this, so I tried my best, not to sound so empty inside, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just believe me, I'm not trying to sound crappily, but it's the only thing I got at the moment. Okay, so yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos. I think I only took like one or a couple pictures of fairy makeup looks. I think first one I didn't really like, but the other two are pretty cool. But yeah. Happy Halloween month to everyone. If you don't celebrate Halloween or whatever you celebrate, bye.
He said, "Oh Mary, come Mary, now does your Lord and